What's good, YouTube? We back in this beat. Today we are working on our primary weapon. Our secondary weapon is currently out of commission, but we're gonna get to that in another video. Today, I was doing my oil change. I was gonna do my transmission flush, but that's besides the point. We're not even in, yeah. Today was just the oil change and alternator, as you can see. And the motor mount down here we had to change. This is the new one, and this is the old one. Yeah, boy, what the hell, boy. So yeah, the motor mount was it was pretty alright to take out. I used if you guys have a bunch of extensions, I only had one and like a quarter extension right here. I had little to work with, so I had to do what I had to do. But if you get you some swivel connects, a 17 millimeter and a 14. The hardest part for this one is getting to this bolt back here. I don't know if I can. That bolt where my light is shining on. Let's try to zoom in for you. Yeah, this one right here. If you can't get this one out, then you're cooked from the beginning. I would start, if you can stick your swivel extension socket to get to this bolt. This is a 14 millimeter. This is gonna be the one you're gonna have the most problem with. The rest are pretty simple. Let me not skip ahead. First, you're gonna take this bracket off. This is a 17 where my light's at. 17 right there. And then this bolt right here, I'm pretty sure is also a 17. Scratch that, that is a 14 millimeter, not a 17. So you got 17 here, 17 on the side here, and then a 14 right there. This one, you're not gonna touch until you take the back two out. So this is the order you're gonna go in, right? Take the bracket out, 17 here, 17 here. Then you're gonna try to reach your swivel extension down there into that hole, so that bolt, so you can get that bolt down there. This one right here. You're gonna start with that after you get those brackets, the bracket off, and then you're gonna go move over to the other back one, which is over here on the opposite side. And then that's when you start to loosen these front two up, these front two 14s. And then for this 14, you start to loosen it up, but don't take out these 14s until you take out this one though first. Because once you take out these 14s, then it may be giving you a little trouble. For me, that happened, so I just left those two in to make it a little snug. So once I remove this one, this 14 right here, then I got my jack and I put a block of wood, this block of wood, on my jack, and I placed it right on my pan, just to lift up the engine a little bit. You can also put it right on your transmission, right here. Just be careful where you put it. I just used a wood block just to not damage anything. For the motor mount, you're gonna have to take this vacuum hose out from the bottom of the motor mount. Literally plugs right in. And if you guys are struggling with this back bolt here, I don't know if you can even see the bolt, but the bolt is literally in this little crevice. In this crevice up here, the back of this mount bolt you can access, but you won't be able to get any type of wrench or any type of ratchet inside here. So you can put the socket on if you just struggle getting a super long extendo mag. If you can't get it on the bolt, you can come from the bottom, put the socket on, and try to line up the extension with the socket. And once the engine raises a little bit, then this mount should be loosened up, and then you'll be able to take these bolts out, and it should come right out.
Not the cap.
Excuse me. Not come right out, but it should be loose. My bad. Because once you take it out, then it's going to be hard for you to get anywhere because your fans will be in the way. So what I did is I took my left fan off, and how you do that is you unbolt in these bolts right here. This is a 10, hello, 10, there it is. And then down here, this is your setup. This is how it's gonna look. You're gonna try to unclip that. You're gonna unclip this wire here from this little thing, this little wire holder bracket thingy. You just slide it right out and it'll come out for you. But for this, it's two different clips in one. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. The first part is on the back side of this one. So on the opposite side, you pull in this little lever right here, and it should unclip from the back like that. You can see I don't know if you can see the clip. But yeah, the back side of that, the one I just took off, is to hold on the fan itself. It's like a clip on the back of a clip, but it's just to hold that to the fan. To unplug this, you have to unplug from the bottom, which is right here. You push this down, and then you separate this from that, and it should come out quite easily. For me, it wasn't for some reason in my other fan, but you know, it is what it is. I'll put this back. Once you do that, it should slide right out. There it is over there. But yeah, after I got this fan out, I was able to slide the mount up and out of this position. And it was quite simple to put it back. It was literally putting it right back to the same position. I first put these 14 screws in all the way around. I didn't tighten them until I loosened the jack, so I can drop the engine down a little bit so I can line up this bolt, because this is the bolt that will probably give you trouble putting it back in. So you would have to just drop the engine slightly a little bit after you secure these 14s in by hand first, and then you worry about that. Once you secure that by hand, you tighten it. I think this is 40 foot-pounds of torque. Down there is 47 foot-pounds. And then I believe these bad boys on top for this bracket on top for the 17s, I believe those are 58 pounds. But yeah, that is how you do your motor mount for the front. Now for this guy over here, this guy over here. A lot more simple to get to than the motor mount. But to get it out, Jesus, you know, it might be easier for you, but as you can see, I was literally scraping this out of the car because that is how tight this alternator is once it is in there. Just a quick disclaimer, disconnect your battery first, and then you can move on to your stuff. Get a pry bar. Lucky me, I did not have a pry bar, so I had to use my breaker bar and use the alternator and this the idler and pry it against each other and wiggle at the same time. It is yeah, hopefully yours gets out easier, but before you even get to all of that, you're gonna have to take your belt off. You do that by taking this tensioner and taking it towards the back side of the engine, or you're pulling it towards you. So you would be pulling whatever you use, which is a 14 on here. But I used a 14 wrench and another 14 wrench, and then I used it to combine it, the combined power of a wrench to decrease the tension on this. And then the belt should slide right off. I was trying not to take it all the way off. As you can see, it's still on down there, but the alternator was giving me trouble, so I had to like move that out the way, as you can see. But once you get that untightened, then you can access the alternator more freely because it's not connected to the belt. Top of the alternator is a 12, the bottom a 14. But yeah, I'm gonna try to put this alternator back on. Wish me luck. All right, in the middle of putting it back in, just wanted to mention this little nut right here. It's a 10. This clip can just clip right in. And then what I'm gonna be doing, I put the bottom bolt in first so it can catch, and then I'm gonna tighten this up, clip this in, and then put it like, just slide it right back in like that. Should line up. All right, see you there. All right, losing daylight here, but got this bad boy back in. Top bolt right here, 12 millimeter is gonna be 16 foot-pounds torque. The 14 millimeter underneath here is gonna be 33. I broke a clip here, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new one of these. This is supposed to hold this against this right here, but it should be all right for now. But I want to take care of that ASAP, Rocky. But besides that, ready to put it back together. In order to get my torque wrench right here down there, I had to remove this coolant box right here. Just simple, just pull up and move out the way. Thank you, TSX executives, for that. I didn't have to unbolt everything and drain the coolant just to move that. You know, that would have been tragic. I'm gonna put the oil back in, put the serpentine belt back on. Let's see what she does. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I should like tell you, or it should be common knowledge, but if you're gonna be touching anything that involves that or anything electric on a car, you're gonna always disconnect the battery first. If you're doing oil changes, or if I was just only doing the oil change in the motor mount, I didn't really have to touch that. But since I was touching this, you know, make sure you do that first. Might even put this clip in the beginning of the video, just a quick disclaimer. She's alive. She lives. I gotta go test out that engine mount now. That. Thanks for stopping by. Hope that helped out.